All right, so the Rangers win over the Buffalo Sabres, 4-3 over the Buffalo Sabres. I am like completely out of it. I got a cup of coffee right here too to try and keep me going for tonight because of the fact that I felt so dead coming home from the game. I felt tired, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna make it to this post game, I gotta get some coffee in me for you guys, for myself, for everyone involved, because otherwise this is just gonna be a long post game show. But I digress. Regardless of all that, yeah, Rangers get a big win in overtime, and definitely an important win because teams obviously are starting to, we're starting to get a better idea here of which teams are maybe a little more legit, which teams are not. I can't believe the Flyers look somewhat legit. I can't believe the Islanders are looking like a solid team right now. They're looking like a solid squad. Washington's still in the mix. Carolina, they they have their goalies playing dodgeball, but I digress. Yeah. So a win was definitely important. Not that winning the Metro is the end all be all at the end of the day, but it still is nice to be ahead in the standings. And I know they have a comfortable cushion already, but it's nice to get the win. But the thing that really just I don't know. I'm not. I have a sour taste in my mouth after that win. I really do. And I know people are going to be like, oh, stop it. Stop it. It's an overtime winner. You were at the game. The crowd was electric. Yeah, that all that is true. But, and maybe I'm the jerk off. I know I'm Mr. Overanalyze. I know I could be a jerk off with it. But there's no denying that this was a ugly win. You look at all the metrics, it tells you it. You watched with your own eyeballs, it tells you it. The defense was just horrendous tonight. Like the defense yet again was horrendous, and I thought they were losing this game. I thought when Buffalo tied the game up at 2, I thought they were going to lose the game. I didn't think that they had a chance at that point, but Igor Shesterkin, if there was ever a time for him to stand on his head, he did it tonight. He is now starting to steal games again for this team, and that is a huge positive to an extent because obviously that means the team in front is not playing good, but he is at least stealing games yet again. I would like it if he's stealing games every now and then because that means the team's playing better in front of him. But instead, this is the hand we're dealt, and Igor's just stealing games left and right yet again. And I will complain, but I also won't complain because if Igor's playing well, the team's gonna be in a better spot. But yeah, it just means that they're not playing well enough in front of him. But before we jump further into the post game here, please be sure to leave a like here if you haven't already. If you're enjoying, subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. We're on the road to 2K subscribers. I appreciate all of our donators, members, all of that. I appreciate all of you. But yeah, let's talk about this game. The first period was kind of similar to what we've seen the Rangers do lately, wasn't it? It was kind of like a tale of two periods yet again. I mean, more so the second period was like that, but the first period even too at points. The first period's kind of more of what we've been seeing. Granted, this entire game is really was. First, Benson gets a chance all alone in front of the net. Igor has to make the stop because for whatever reason, why would the defense do their job there? Why would forwards help on the back check? Why do that? Defense seems to be optional. Like I tweet ad nauseum, like I say ad nauseum. And that's how you knew we were in for a long night, though. When Gustafsson, Schneider are both chasing guys behind the net, I blame more Gustafsson because that's his guy, Benson, in front of the net. Come on, man. What are you doing? You already see Schneider behind the net. What are you doing going behind there? And then no help from the forwards. Abysmal. Lafreniere and Panarin with a rush. Lafreniere couldn't get the shot off because of the good defensive play there by Buffalo. And they had a very good shift there, though. That second line, Panarin fired one high. But they had a very strong shift. Won't be the first time we mentioned that. If there's another thing that you can maybe take away from this game is the second line looked pretty good out there. To an extent, I didn't think they generated enough chances, but that was kind of the story of this game for the Rangers in general. They lacked their chances. They didn't really generate enough good chances. There was a lot of meat on the bone there, and they just didn't capitalize on it. Pause. But VC had a good little shift there in the D zone, making some nice plays. You got guys trying to walk the blue line. He's making some nice plays there. Paterka walks by Ryan Lindgren. Thankfully, doesn't get a good enough chance off, but still hideous there. But the Rangers would go up 1-0 as Coley and Bonino in front of the net, creating traffic, and Ryan Lindgren fires one on goal. That makes it 1-0. Do you see what happens when they listen to what I say? Because they obviously are watching my post games. In all seriousness, I've been saying get more traffic in front of the net, get the defenseman to be more active in terms of shooting the puck at the blue line, and sure enough, you get traffic. Ryan Lindgren gets one through. And UPL is not good. UPL is not a good goalie. We'll talk more about him, though, too, because this just annoyed me. But the second line, again, get some chances after that. The best one, though, was Lafreniere setting up Trocheck, who ends up getting his shot stopped there. Tage got a chance, and then he fired off the iron on that one. Again, poor defense. And then Greenway goes off for a hooking penalty, and the Rangers would score on this power play as they got a really good amount of chances. The power play looking a lot better than it did last night, or I guess 2 nights ago at this point, because it's already midnight. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. But yeah, if you celebrate, that is. But yeah, they get chances, and then Panarin fires one in. That would be the second goal there, and then Mika Zibanejad would get the apple on that. Tuch then gets by Jacob Trouba, but the poke check by Igor keeps it away. Igor Shesterkin, again, animal tonight. He was an animal tonight, and he did miracles on us. He did miracles on us, but then it would be 2-1 not too long after. Why? Because Gustafsson, Schneider, this won't be the first time we talk about them, go chasing behind the net. Everyone else is just puck watching too. The forwards, why help there? Collier or Brodzinski have to get there. Rasmus Dahlin cannot get in the slot to make it 2-1. That's unacceptable defense right there. Don't know what was happening there. Don't know what was happening, but all of a sudden it's a 2-1 game. What are we doing? What are we doing? Laffy gets a chance on the rush. Couldn't bury that. But that's the end of the first period. Not a good period. They were up after the period. That thing reeked like the Anaheim game, in my opinion. Way too many defensive lapses. Way too many. And this time it wasn't even the East-West plays, which is what annoys me. Because I was like, all right, you fix the East-West plays. All right, you play a simple game. Fine. This was just simply lack of execution in the D zone, like boneheaded plays, terrible breakouts too. They're not kidding when they say Braden Schneider is a baby Trouba. That dude cannot break the puck out to save his life. And the offense not generating enough. I don't understand how you see UPL leaving as many rebounds out as he is, and you're not crashing the net enough. That needs to be fixed. I don't understand why that's a thing with the Rangers in general. It's a tale as old as time here for whatever reason, that a goalie can't freaking hold a rebound, and the Rangers just decide, yeah, let's not crash the net. Well, let's not rebound chase at all. Kind of annoyed me, but second period comes along. Terrible breakout efforts early on. VC, terrible one. Miller, terrible breakout. Pitlick, terrible breakout. And then Skinner gets behind the Rangers defense, got a chance in front, but thankfully the broken stick ends up breaking up the play, funny enough. But it wouldn't matter because it would be 2-2 not too long into the second period as Schneider gets absolutely dog walked by Jack Quinn. My guy, Jack Quinn. Unfortunately, that was a guy I was really high on in that draft. But Jack Quinn, he fires one and gets it by Igor on the high blocker. Could you fault Igor for that because he had a pretty clear view of that shot? Yeah, I would tend to agree. But Braden Schneider, what are you doing just waving your stick like a Harry Potter magic wand there and thinking you're going to cast some spell on Jack Quinn, who's got a lethal shot, and say, yeah, you're not going to shoot the puck. I don't know why he's using it like it's a Harry Potter wand, but yeah, not much happened after that goal, though. Thankfully, there really was kind of just it was kind of just a chess match for a bit, and it was kind of just dry the game. Buffalo did have a couple of sustainable shifts, though. They were probably the better team between all this. But the Rangers would make it 3-2 and go ahead yet again as Wheeler to Kreider. Stop, but Mika Zibanejad buries the rebound. That makes it 3-2. See what happens when you rebound chase. Rangers get a rush chance. They get multiple chances blocked, or then you have Jimmy Vesey who fired wide on his opportunity. Ugh. Panarin to Lafreniere. He hits the post on that one. Igor with a nice stop on Tuck, and then after Miller, 2 bad turnovers on the other. After that was no. Let me rephrase that. Igor had to make a stop on Tuck, and then he had to make another stop, I think, too, because that was after Keandre Miller had 2 terrible mistakes around the blue line in the offensive zone. Yeah, again, just boneheaded plays. And then Johnny Brzezinski with a rush chance denied. And then Will Coley sends Ryan Johnson, not the director of the worst Star Wars movie of all time, but no, Ryan Johnson, the defenseman for the Buffalo Sabres, he sends him off the tracks and throws a huge hit. Eric Johnson would come in, and then Coley just absolutely dummies him in that fight. And they give Johnson the extra, and he's losing it in the penalty box. He's whining. He's yapping. The entire Sabres team is whining and yapping, and they throw Johnson out of the game. The crowd's waving to him. Beautiful. Beautiful sight. But then Samuelson would block a shot. They stopped play because he was hurt, and the crowd was pretty pissed off about that. But UPL gets across to stop Mika's rebound chance. Good puck movement there. The second unit, though, comes on. They got a similar effort there. Lafreniere last second kept the puck in. Unfortunately, nothing comes in. And then Buffalo kills it off. They get a rush chance, but is fired wide by, I think it was Dylan Cousins that fired that shot wide. Regardless. Blake Wheeler next. Nice little shift from Blake Wheeler. He showed some wheels for once. Fortunately, it didn't really result in anything except him blocking his own guy's shot later in the shift, but good for him, I guess. Buffalo then got a rush chance as Olofsson somehow got behind Gustafsson and Schneider yet again. Igor with another stop. And again, terrible. The start of the period was a nightmare. The middle of the period was okay. They got some sustained pressure, but again, not getting the quality chances. And then the last few minutes, vomit worthy yet again. The second period, yet again, just not good enough. And then you get to the third period. Panarin to Trocheck on the rush. That goes off the post. Igor making some stops as he's tested early on in the period. Lafreniere has a chance in front. That gets stopped. And then Buffalo would tie the game up at 3. And Braden Schneider. Oh, Braden Schneider. Oh, Braden Schneider. Oh, Braden Schneider. Horrible breakout. Ends up in front of the net. And Eric Gustafsson not even putting a lick of pressure on Casey Middlestat in front. Taps the puck in. Just taps the puck in. Those two did not get a single second on the ice after that. Good. They gave them the chance to win the game. Gerard Gallant would have had them hop over the boards or stay out there after the goal. Good. Sit their asses on the bench. I want Braden Schneider in the press box. I'm not joking. You think I'm joking? I'm not. This is continuing to happen night in and night out. Now people all of a sudden are catching on after that. I'm glad it took that bonehead of a mistake for everyone to catch on. I've been calling this crap since preseason. He's not good. He hasn't been good. And I don't understand why he's I don't understand. I think his Hartford clause or he was waiver exempt until like the middle of the season a bit here, like November. The way that he played, he should have had his ass down Hartford. Now what do? You can't send him to Hartford now. Someone will claim him. That's just how it is, but he can't be playing. He cannot play next game. Can't do it. He needs to sit in the press box. He's been awful this year, and that's just another example. That is a prime example of how bad he's been. Those two were a -3 together on the ice. The charts back it up. Everything backs up. The eye test backs up. Every single thing backs up that those two were a dumpster fire tonight. Did Brain Schneider drag down Gustafsson? Probably more so that, but ew. Ew, he sucks. He's awful. Sorry, he's not good. Skinner goes off for a tripping penalty, though. The Rangers have a chance to make up for it, and Trocheck with a terrible turnover. Tuck gets a breakaway, denied by Igor. Thank you, Igor. The power play goes nowhere. And then off of a face-off, Barclay Goodrow, watch your stick, man. It was like this was designed for me, right? Like all the players that I'm very critical of just collapsing in front of our own eyes here. Barclay Goodrow off for high sticking. But the Rangers did an unreal job on the PK. Vinny Trocheck doing work alone. Keandre Miller, where's this urgency from where's this urgency from the team on defense normally? That was fantastic penalty kill work. Where is that urgency all the time? And then Dahlin hooks Mika Zibanejad. Kreider had a chance in front, couldn't bury it, but still, bravo. That's how you do it. And Barclay Goodrow, you got your ass saved of further criticism. That third period was probably their best defensive period of the game. Still wasn't good, but it was probably their best. Just a lot of ugly and a lot of Igor bailing them out, and he did it again in overtime. Terrible mistake by Keandre Miller leads to a rush, and Igor has to make a couple big stops on Casey Middlestat. Even the rebound, Miller fails to clear it at one point. Igor makes save after save, and then the Rangers get their opportunity. Mika Zibanejad, the toe drag was beautiful and everything. UPL, for whatever reason, scrambling out of his net, thinking he's on the team and the defense. Well, he's on the team, but thinking he's a defenseman. And then he sets up Kreider in front for the tap and to win it in overtime. Again, an ugly, ugly win. An ugly, ugly win. You take them, but a lot needs to be cleaned up. And I'm glad that they have a little bit of a break here to reset a bit, so to speak, mentally. They're off technically today, the 24th, the 25th, 26th, and then they're back at the 27th against Washington. Then they go to Florida and Tampa's in Florida, but like they go to Fort Lauderdale, wherever Florida the Panthers are playing at these days, and then they go to Tampa, and then they're back for Carolina, and they got Chicago. So got a interesting stretch of games. You got a team that's playing above their expectations in Washington. You got Florida, which Washington, please beat. I need them to freaking beat Washington. I can't stand Washington just waxing this team often. But then they got Florida, tough team. Tampa, tough team on a back-to-back too. That's brutal. Carolina, like I said, don't have goaltending, but tough team. And then Chicago. So I'm glad they got the break when they do, because this is going to be a rough stretch of games coming up. It's going to be a rough stretch of games coming up. But that makes this win even more important. And something that you can be even more happy about is that they really, really needed the 2 points tonight with the stretch they have coming up. Really needed it. But now they're sitting with 47 points. Boston, a little behind now. Boston's a little behind. Vancouver has 47. Vegas, but the Rangers have 2 games in hand on Vancouver, 3 on Vegas. But yeah, in terms of things that were good tonight, Lindgren and Fox, at least, they had like one really brutal mistake, maybe 2. Outside of that, a lot better of a game from those guys. The second pair was mediocre. Miller and Trouba were mediocre at best. I didn't love their game, really, but that's just me. And then I mean, the third pair, I don't think I even need to. Do I need to talk about them anymore? The fourth line was pretty brutal tonight for a line that's been good recently. The second line was pretty good. Again, just didn't get the chances. Zibanejad was the best forward though tonight, which is a huge positive. Huge positive is that Zibanejad was the best forward, and he was even looking good 5v5. So you could that's something you could feel good about. But yeah, a lot needs to be better going into next game. And again, you take the 2 points, but need better. But I'll get to you guys in chat. See what you guys have to say. Robert, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to everyone in chat, or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. And yeah, hope all of you guys have a good next few days for the holidays, or if you celebrate the holidays, I hope you enjoyed your holidays. I wouldn't call Buffalo a good team. I'm sorry, I wouldn't call Buffalo a good team. They're trash. I'm sorry, they're not good at all. Ugly win. This team has major flaws defensively and found two. Can I read and talk tonight? The caffeine's not helping enough, clearly. Ugly win. This team and major flaws defensively and way too many giveaways, but got to take the 2 points and hope it gets better as the season goes on. Yeah, it's just annoying that this is becoming a nightly conversation where it's like, oh, let's hope. When are we going to start seeing it? Yeah, the crowd was electric tonight. That was like a playoff type crowd. Yeah, the game was really a complete disaster, to be honest. It's just one goalie was great, one sucked. Yeah, that Schneider giveaway needs to send him to the press box. If that doesn't, I don't know what will. Can my camera focus a bit more? A lot of focus. Regardless, so yeah, that should send him to the press box. Not becoming a liability. He is, and he's been a liability. And I'd make the decision as soon as humanly possible. I'm trying to get the camera more in focus. There we go. I'd make the decision as soon as humanly possible. He's not good. He's not good. He's not going to be any more than a third pair defenseman for this team, regardless of what happens, because of Jacob Trouba. What's the point of keeping this kid around? What's the point? You could do a lot better. Johnny Broadway looked okay tonight. Yeah, good time to have a break indeed. Scheider and Gustafson were -3 for the night. Yeah. Yep. I'm not a plus-minus guy, but that was justified tonight. Yeah, Bonino's been awful. Like, I'm sorry. Why is it that we like him so much? Like, why do fans like him so much just because he blocks shots? Like, what am I missing here? Great, he blocks shots. He's not here just to block shots. He's here to be a piece to help in the bottom six, to help defensively all around. And I say early in the season, I wasn't impressed with Bonino too. Yeah, I'm happy Laviolette held them accountable. I wasn't surprised that he benched Schneider. Schneider deserved to be benched after that. And yeah, it would have been Mike Tomlin, Antonio Brown if Gallant was behind the bench. Yes, seriously. Microwaving plastic is a better decision than what they did defensively tonight at points. Well, Lafreniere was okay tonight. Mike, you and I are both honestly mind blown that this team is first in the league. Like, I know people are going to get mad at, because they always do when I, talk down on the team, even though they're winning and they're still in first. But it's like, again, it's not me saying that they're a bad team, but they're just not playing up to the caliber of number one team in the league. Yeah, the Sabres are just not good. They're not good. Yeah. Yeah, agent. You have every right to be annoyed about that. Everyone does. Second. All right. Sorry, chat. Just responding to a message. All right. Um, Not really much going on though. Like I don't know what else I could even add with this game. I kind of said everything I needed to and want to. Why is the camera keep going out of focus? Am I not in a good position here? Focus, 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 focus. Whatever. I want to see if Laviolette said anything. Well, obviously he did, but I want to see if like there's any quotes that made it to Twitter tonight. I'm curious of what Laviolette might have said. I guess we have nothing, but how do we have no post game quotes? I'm sorry, but like, come on. It feels like every time this team wins, we never get post game quotes. I don't understand why. Like, why is that? Um, give taking the body or throwing the body? Because I mean, it's a little bit of both, Robert. A little bit of both, to be honest. Like, there are times where they pass up opportunities to be a little more physical. Schneider maybe should have against Jack Quinn. That's all I'm saying. Why does the camera keep going out of focus tonight? Pissing me off. Or am I just like going crazy tonight? I don't even know. There we go. Fixed. Thought I was going crazy for a second. I apologize that the camera keeps cutting out, but um yeah, before we keep going with the post game, leave a like if you have not already. Um Subscribe if you haven't already. Like I mentioned, want to get to 2K. Want to get to 2K subscribers. You guys have been killing it with the support all season long, and I'm I'm borderline gonna fall asleep, and I like this caffeine's just not helping right now. And then afterwards, when I end the post game, I'm gonna get the caffeine buzz, aren't I? Um, One hit in the first period. Jeez, yeah, ugly. Yeah, right, agent. Yeah, I'll watch this post game, but it's just like I can't watch it right now because I'm doing this. So, but it's just annoying that why is it that we're not getting questions after like why do we never get highlighted questions from the beat writers on Twitter after they win games? Like it doesn't make sense at all. I want to hear about what Laviolette thinks of the defensive play tonight. I want to know what he thought about Gustafson Schneider particularly because they um they sucked. They sucked. There's really no sugarcoating it. Sorry, I hit my mic there. There's no sugarcoating it. But I guess I'll have to watch it after. But I'm gonna wrap things up here since either way I'm tired and it's late for everyone, and I'm sure people are going to be busy anyway. So I do appreciate though anyone that did tune in live to watch this. I do appreciate every single one of you that, and yeah, that's wonderful. I'm so glad that this team didn't want to bring back Patrick Kane. Why that? And yeah, Schneider sucks. But I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another post-game show. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next. And again, have a good holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas to all of those who celebrate. And we'll be back at it again after that. Maybe a podcast episode at some point. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But thank you guys for tuning in, and let's go Rangers.